1, 2, 3, 4.
Jim Bob, Jim Bob, Jim Bob, Jim Bob, Jim Bob, Jim Bob, Jim Bob Show.
Let's do this shit. What do you say? You want to do it?
I say let's do it.
All right. So welcome to the JimBob Show.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, let's get some applause going. You hear the crowds go wild. So it is the JimBob Show, and unfortunately, it's just Bob tonight. But I do have some amazing news. So we are bringing a new partner into the channel. So Wah! No, I'm just kidding. It kind of sounded like the Price is Right. But we are bringing a new partner into the channel, and his name is Devin. Devin, tell the people who you are and what you do.
I'm Devin. No, I'm just kidding. I am Devin. I'm your typical paper pusher during my real life. Rest of the time, I'm doing whatever I find fun at the moment. Obviously, I'm into video games, or else I wouldn't be here. I don't imagine you guys want to talk about embroidery or crocheting, because I do a little of that as well. Probably not a subject you're well-versed in, I would assume.
Well, I did have a question about embroidery and or crocheting. I heard from my underground sources that there's a heated battle between the crocheting people and the cross-stitching people. Is that true?
You're close. It's the cross-stitching people and the embroidery people. They fucking hate each other, okay? Because the cross-stitchers are all entitled in that their stitches are actually like crossed, and so they think it's like a lot more experience than embroidery. But they got it totally fucking wrong. It's all about embroidery.
True. So I did when I was a kid. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and admit this to everybody. I did cross stitch for a little bit.
Well, see, now I gotta fucking hate you because I actually do embroidery. I'm not joking.
Well, that's cool. Do you like embroider names?
Actually, I do pop culture stuff. I'm really big into horror. Anything creepy, satanic, evil, badass. That's kind of my wheelhouse.
Oh, I thought you said horrors. I'm like, hey, me too.
Yes, I do tasteful nude embroideries. So anybody that wants to be a model out there, you can contact me. But like Freddy Krueger, Jason. I find either draw one myself or find a nice picture and then make a pattern and embroider it. And I don't really do much else with them right now. They just all collect in a drawer here at my house. But it's relaxing. It's kind of my hobby to do when I don't really want to have to use my brain about anything.
Nice. Do you have you ever seen the show American Dad?
Yes.
You know when he does the shit, what is it? When he like burns into the wood just so he can...
Yeah.
Do you do that so you prevent the hands from, self-touching?
Sometimes it very, very much feels like that.
I'm totally kidding. Okay, Devin, I do apologize. I know you've listened to a few of the shows, but I do want you to understand that I am absolutely willing to take this off topic at all times. So let me go ahead and let you get back to you explaining who Devin is.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. I got a wife, got a couple kids. So if you ever hear any screaming over my audio, that would be one of the children, or my wife, just depending on her mood. That's about all there is to me. I got hobbies. I got a job. I come home. I go to sleep. I wake up. I go to my job. It's very exciting to be Devin.
You are the all-American Devin.
I try my best.
Unfortunately, you can't see this, but I am saluting you right now.
Thank you, sir. I'll salute you back.
So, just so everybody knows, Devin will be full-time on the channel going forward as long as he wants to. And as of right now, as you can tell, it is just me from the Jim Bob collection or the duo. I'm not sure where that's going to go, but stay tuned. I don't envision it ending anytime soon. So, if actually Jim is lost right now. So if you've seen Jim, he is a 90-year-old grandpa wandering the streets right now. So if you do see him, please call the police.
I think driving to work this morning, I'm pretty sure that on the lighted freeway sign there was something about a missing 90-year-old in Cincinnati. Maybe that's him?
He made it all the way over there. So Jim's originally from the West Coast.
Oh, gosh.
He's been gone for a while. Yeah.
He's making some tracks.
So we're going to play Where in the World is Jim Not in San Diego? And so we're going to play that game every episode until we find Jim. So please, if you've seen a 90-year-old grandpa wandering the streets, leave a comment below or contact me via Twitter. Twitter is at BillyZ6219 if you want to. Or send me an email at the JBShow62 at gmail.com. Feel free to. Okay, we do need to find Jim. He is missing. I do fear for his safety. He does have Alzheimer's. I'm kidding about all of this. Please do not contact me.
You know what this reminds me of? Were you a fan of pro wrestling when you were a kid?
No.
Oh, God. Okay, so I'm going to at least try and describe this for you. So, The Undertaker, right? He's this big, tall, dead dude. He goes missing, and he's gone for a long time, right? So who do you think they would bring in to go looking for The Undertaker?
Hulk Hogan.
Like, call the cops or something? No, they bring in Leslie Nielsen. I shit you not, it's Frank Drebin looking for the missing 7-foot-tall Undertaker. I'm sure there's clips on YouTube. You absolutely have to check them out. They're just the most awesome thing in the world.
Nice.
But
yeah,
the search for Jim, we need to call in some real help.
Yeah, I think so too.
I started to say call in Leslie Nielsen, but then I remembered he's dead, and now I'm sad.
I'm actually really sad because the Naked Gun series was pretty funny.
They were classics.
I mean, O.J. Simpson, you can't beat him in a comedy.
No, he was so great. Which one was the one where he had the afro on and was trying to come in through the door?
Wasn't that 33 and a third?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I get them all. They all kind of run together for me personally. Same with the Lethal Weapon series, which obviously that's kind of a parody of. But they all run together for me. The whole series, like I don't know which one has the guy that says I have diplomatic immunity, but then he shoots him.
I have the same problem with Mad Max. I can't. I mean, I know that like Tina Turner was in Thunderdome, and I know like the little crazy like feral kid was in Road Warrior, I think. But beyond that, I can't. It's just Mel Gibson brooding at the camera. I couldn't tell you anything that happened on the rest of the movies.
Yeah, I mean that's when he was actually normal too, so he had that going for him.
Yeah.
But so, Devin, again, I want to thank you sincerely for doing this. I am super excited to see where we take this, and we have a lot. Devin and I have already talked before this. We have a lot of good ideas floating around of where we're going to take the channel, what series we're going to continue, and generally how awesome we are going to be.
The answer that we came to was totally awesome, by the way, just so everybody knows.
100% and totally awesome, bro.
100%.
So, yeah, I'm super excited. So, again, Devin, thank you. So, do you want to get into the stuff you play?
Let's look at some stuff that we've been playing.
All right.
Stop your play!
Nice. Love it. So, again, that bumper is from our esteemed colleagues Golem and Goblin. I want to say the singer was Goblin and the beat was from Golem. So, we are going to play that every episode. It is great. I do want to say, before we get started, I forgot to mention this at the start. The intro to the show is from Joe from Instant Replay Live and his buddy Peanut Nuts or something. He reviews peanuts. I don't get it, but they're awesome, and the intro couldn't have turned out better. So
are we talking like packing peanuts or like munching peanuts?
Munching peanuts, yeah. So like nuts. So
interesting. Because it would actually be kind of good to know if there was like different qualities of packing peanuts. I would totally listen to that podcast.
Well, I think the green ones are the best.
I like the giant bubbles that Amazon has been putting in their boxes. Those would be my packing condiment of choice.
I feel like those are more irritating than actually helpful. But
they're the easiest to clean up, and that's my whole thing. I can give them to my daughter. She can pop them, and then they're gone. It's not like bubble wrap where she's gonna like want to take it to bed with her for a week. It's popped, it's done, it's in the garbage, and I don't have to worry about it falling out everywhere while I'm dumping it in the garbage.
Yeah, I agree, but they're also obnoxious. You gotta pop like each one because they're so gigantic.
Dude, if you want to argue about packing peanuts, I can do this all day.
No, I think we should get to the stuff you play because I'm pretty excited about my playlist.
Okay,
but we'll start
playing?
We'll start with you, man. You're the guest / new partner / new to the show, and
right.
I have to have my courtesies, so I'll let you go first.
You are such a gentleman. So I'll tell you a little bit about like my play style. I pretty much just play whatever I feel like playing. And when I get bored with it, I quit playing it. So I have tons of unfinished games. And I have come to be okay with that over the years.
That sounds just like me, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Absolutely. Yeah. To a T.
Yeah. Well, I mean, life's too short to play a shitty game just because you want to find out what happens to the main character. Like, I can go to YouTube and figure that out, you know?
Right.
So what I've been playing, first and foremost, I've been playing The Witcher 3. I'm a little late to the party on it. But goddamn is the story just so good in that game. I've been having a real blast with it. I don't like the combat. So I'm pretty much trying to avoid killing stuff and just getting as much of the story as I can.
Nice.
I've also been playing a little bit of Stardew Valley.
So we had somebody on the episode 13, I want to say. It was Rocket Punch Radio. And Samantha from Rocket Punch Radio, she loves Stardew Valley. She explained it pretty well. But can you re-explain it for me? Because I feel like it's a farming simulator game.
It's the kind of game that can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a relationship simulator. It can be a farming simulator. It can be a very light dungeon crawler. And it can also be like a mining simulator like Minecraft. There is a shit ton to do in this game. And it works on like a day-by-day system. You will run out of time to do what you want to do each day of the game. Like the basic story is your dude inherits a farm and he moves to this Stardew Valley, and he has neighbors that he can become friends with. He can date. He can marry. There's mines that can be explored, and you can build all kinds of contraptions. You can make beer. You can make cheese. It's a lot of fun, and it's the kind of game where I will sit down to only play 15, 20 minutes of it. Like, okay, well, you know, whatever, World of Warcraft's updating, so I'm going to switch over to that for a minute. And the next thing I know, 4 hours have gone by, and I've gotten, like, nothing done other than, like, planting some beets or something like that.
So, yeah, I do that too with the game on my playlist. But before we go to mine or go on in yours, so are you a regular player in WoW still?
You know, it's funny. I played during vanilla way back in the day. I think I quit around Burning Crusade. So I do have my credentials, my WoW credentials. And actually today I just I don't know if I had told you this, but I'm new to PC gaming. I was a console player for years, probably like the last 10 10 plus years, I've been nothing but console. And I recently got a PC, so I've been kind of diving back into the awesomeness of PC gaming. And actually, just today, I set my World of Warcraft account back up. So I have a level 1 Worgen Druid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I kind of did the same, actually. It's the same kind of story. I've been a console player for years, mainly Xbox. I wasn't a big PlayStation fan, only because I took Xbox from the original to 360 to Xbox One. But I just recently bought a computer, I want to say in like February, and I started up WoW again as well. I bought 3 months worth and it just expired. And I couldn't really get back into it, man. It didn't have the same hooks as it did when I first started.
What was different for you this time?
It's kind of empty. There's not as many players as there used to be, and they've nerfed the first 60 levels, so they're super easy and you burn through them pretty quick, which isn't a bad thing because end game, I guess, is where it's at. But I don't know. It didn't seem as fun to me anymore.
Now, see, this is kind of interesting to me. So was your original Warcraft background, were you in like a guild and you had like regular friends that you raided with and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. So I was in a guild. I didn't do the raids, but I did all of the instances, and we had just started raiding, but I was the guild tank. I was a Death Knight tank. Uh-huh. And man, we were good. Like, we weren't great or anything, but we didn't really have a problem with heroic instances at the time. And we all kind of just stopped playing together, and then I go back and none of them play anymore.
So for you, the changes that have been made to like the looking for group features, the queuing features, and it's kind of wrecked the guild setup that old WoW Vanilla WoW had. That's kind of been something you probably missed then, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And see, for me, it's the exact opposite. A buddy of mine got me into WoW. He was like, "Oh, you have to play this. You have to play this." And he's like, "We'll make characters and we'll level together." So I made a Blood Elf Paladin, and he made a Undead Warlock, I think. And we were going to totally like run together and do all the leveling together. And a friend of mine, he was completely addicted to World of Warcraft. So I would play maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, just after work or whatever. And the next thing I know, he's like 20 levels ahead of me on his character. And I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Well, I just thought you'd play more." And I'm like, "Well, I can't live on WoW." So I was kind of left behind on a lot of the raids and stuff. I joined his guild, but I didn't have a character that was the same level as him and his hardcore friends. So I kind of fell out of it because it was hard for me to use the stupid chat to look for a raid group.
Right.
And so I'm actually kind of excited that they now have a queuing system. Because, I mean, let's be honest, WoW raids and dungeons they're not high skill. If everybody has a basic grasp of what their character is supposed to do, chances are you're probably going to get through the raid without any issues. So I'm actually excited there's a queuing system now where I don't have to worry about if I have friends, online playing, I can just queue up with whatever people want to go run this dungeon or that dungeon. Right. So I'm kind of excited to see if I can get pulled back into it. Haven't played very long yet today, so here in the next couple days I'll figure out if I'm going to stick with it or not.
Nice. Yeah, if you do, I might be interested in getting ready for Legion. So Legion's the newest expansion coming out.
Oh yeah, bro, let's do it.
But yeah, if you pre-order Legion, you automatically get a character to 100, so that could be something to do.
When does it come out? August?
Mid-August, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's right around my birthday. I think I know what I'm going to ask for.
Oh, snap. So,
oh, shit.
Anything else on your playlist?
Not really. I have The Calling downloaded, because I just had some extra Steam bucks sitting around and it's relatively cheap. But I don't feel like playing a first person shooter right now. So it looks really fun, and but I'm not ready for it yet. One day I'll get bored and I'll pull it up.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes for me. I have 110 games in my Steam library, and I've probably bought 90 of them off Humble Bundle, and I'll never play them. So
there's a really I believe it's the May Humble Bundle. The main game looks fucking badass. Have you looked at it at all?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna pull it up because I want to get the name of it.
All right, while you're pulling it up, I do want to talk about this before we forget.
Okay.
The game I'm playing is called Factorio. I know we had a guy on the show, Santifico, who's playing it, but the game's called Factorio.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard anything about it?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, just checking out Twitch or something like that. I didn't pay too close of attention, so I don't have a lot of knowledge of how it works.
So essentially, you're a guy, one dude, and you're marooned on an alien planet. It doesn't really give you much of a backstory. If there is, I apologize that I didn't see it. But it doesn't really give you much of a backstory other than you're a dude on a planet. You start with a pistol and a pickaxe. That's it. So it does give you some tips to look for. But other than that, it doesn't give you much. You got to figure it out on your own. So I'm like, maybe this isn't for me. So I'm like, but hold on, I'll try and figure it out. So I played for about 30 minutes, didn't really get far, and then I watched one guy on YouTube. I don't remember his name. He kind of showed how it worked a little bit better, and man, this game is intense. So essentially, what it is, you build. It's a resource collecting game, a tower defense-esque game, and a building strategy game. So your goal is to get off of the planet. I haven't got there yet. I've played, it looks like about 4 hours on Steam, and I haven't even touched the surface of this game. So
really?
It's again, one of those games you're going to sit down for 15 minutes and do a few things. 4 hours later, you're like, holy shit. But man, it is so fun. So the whole idea of the game is to start learning how to automate things. So you build a drill and then you build a foundry. So the drill pumps directly into the foundry, and then you make iron plate. And then iron plate gets you other things. There's copper, there's charcoal, there's stone, there's iron, there's oil, there's water, there's trees. And so all of these things you're trying to accumulate, but doing it just with your guy, you have to run back and forth to all of your different factories. So you figure out a way to start automating everything. And so you build conveyor belts. You build little arms that grab from the drill and put into the foundry. Man, it's phenomenal. I think it's $20 right now on Steam. And it is well worth it if you're like the building part of like Age of Empires, or you like the building part of StarCraft, or one of these RTSs. It is so much fun.
Really? Now, see, that's something that sounds like it would be up my alley. I Age of Empires is like one of my favorite games from my childhood, but I didn't really care about the warfare. Like, all I wanted was the building and the town management and stuff like that. So that definitely sounds like something that might be up my alley.
So, but part of it is there's aliens on this island too. They don't come and attack you right away until you start getting bigger. So once you start getting bigger, they kind of take notice, and they're going to come down and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they're hostile. So you can just put up a defense so that your towers take care of them. You don't really have to worry about them. Or if you're the kind of guy that does like the warfare, you can go and hunt them down and take out their whole nest. It's up to you. I mean, but your ultimate goal is to get off the planet.
I'm a big fan of that in gaming. Games that let you play how you want to play. Like we were talking about Stardew Valley earlier. You know, if you don't want to do the relationship stuff, you don't have to. You don't even have to talk to your neighbors hardly ever. You can just sit there and farm all day. Like it was, what was that Nintendo, or that Super Nintendo game?
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon, yes. You could just sit and farm all day. You don't have to do the relationship stuff.
Right.
But you can pick and choose what you want to get out of the game, and that's so nice when developers do that.
Right. I agree, and you do see more developers starting to do that. I want to say the biggest push for this has been like a games like Minecraft and Terraria. I know those two are very similar. Minecraft did come out first, but they allow you to do whatever you want to do.
Yes,
and that's what's fun. It kind of harbors your imagination into thinking whatever you want to think, and it really helps. Because I didn't have games like that. I had stupid, Super Nintendo games that I always, and the only reason I say stupid, the games weren't stupid. I was stupid for buying the, hey, look, a Ren and Stimpy game. I bet that's just as great as the TV show. Let me go buy that piece of shit, and it ends up being like the worst game you've ever played. It's like, here's a shitty, game with the cover of Ren and Stimpy.
I fell for every product placed third party Nintendo game there was. I had all the shitty ones, dude. Like Dick Tracy was fucking terrible. Let's see, LJN's Back to the Future. Oh, they were all just so awful, and I bought every single one of them just because. Oh my God, there's the Ninja Turtles on a Nintendo game. I have to have that one.
Well, okay, I'm gonna stop you there because the Ninja Turtles were actually good games.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not saying anything about the quality. They're hard as fuck, but they just popped into my head as like an example. I'm trying to think what was the really terrible LJN game that was a tie-in. Alien 3 for Nintendo.
That was Super Nintendo, and that was god awful. God, there were more, but even games like DuckTales, those games were fucking terrible. And yeah, sure, it's one of the hardest games known to date. It doesn't make it good. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's funny. My daughter is 3, and I've been trying to slowly introduce her to video games. And so I thought, well, let's start with Nintendo. It's got 2 buttons. She shouldn't have too many problems figuring, some of this out. And then I sat down and started watching her play these games, and I'm like, how did I fucking do this when I was 5 years old? Like, there's no reason that I should have been able to play like Contra and actually make it past the first level when I was 5. It should have been.
There's no way.
It should have been intellectually impossible, and I have no idea how she is going to catch on to all that.
So, dude, the crazy thing is, the first Ninja Turtle games, you kind of had a map, you were over the top, and then when you went into like a building or the sewers, it was 2D. I was the only one in my family that could beat the water level.
Fuck that level, dude. That's the worst level of any video game ever.
Right? And it was maybe a 40, probably less than that, probably a 25 to 30% completion rate. And dude, if you didn't complete it, guess what? You start all fucking over. And like so when you did complete it, you had like 1 life left, or like 1 slice of pizza was your health, and you're just like, man, I can't do shit. And then you get ran over by the fucking footmobile. God.
That, or you end up stuck with like Raphael as your last turtle. He has like no reach, and you're like, shit, man, I should have saved Donatello for last.
Dude, Donatello in that game. So he was my least favorite in the TV show, but Donatello was the best.
Well, because he could reach halfway across your TV screen with his stick.
Oh yeah, dude. And then, but right behind him, because he was just my favorite, Leonardo. He was good, but he wasn't great.
Yeah. As terrible as that game is, not terrible, as hard as that game is, I still have like this weird nostalgia. I have like just in general, the Nintendo games that were really shitty that I had, I still have like nostalgia for them. Maybe it's because I owned them, and like now I play a game. If I don't like it, I turn it off, and I don't care if I ever pick it up again. But back then, man, if your mom bought you a Nintendo game, you had that for life, and you were going to play it because you weren't getting another Nintendo game for a long ass time. So you got a shitty game like Dick Tracy, and you played the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember when my parents, so my dad, he used to play the Nintendo, and he wouldn't do it in front of us, but he did. And so when they came home with new games, you're just like, oh my god, I'm so excited! It's fucking gems! Holy shit! And it didn't matter. You're just like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get to pick one out for your birthday. You're fucking over the moon, dude.
Oh my god, that was the best.
I feel like you and I had the same childhood.
If there was a way to bottle how I felt playing video games as like a 9-year-old, and like have a little bit I could take of a sip of every now and again, now when I'm playing video games, that would just be the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, I feel like we've grown into a society of kind of narcissistic douchebags.
Yeah.
Oh, this game's so stupid. Well, guess what? You fucking bought it, so now you love it.
Yeah.
So, man, we're at 30 minutes. I don't think we're gonna get to the topic tonight. So we'll save it for next time.
Yeah, we'll rack it up to the getting to know the new guy. You can blame that on me.
Yeah, so send all your hate mail to him. So just so you guys know, I do want to say, again, thank you, Devin, for accepting and being a part of this. It's going to be great. I can tell we're already off to a great start.
Man, I'm very happy to be here. Hopefully you don't get tired of me too soon, and we can make this work for a long-ass time.
Yeah, no, I agree. So also, everybody listening, if you like the show, hit the like button. If you loved the show, go ahead and just hit subscribe. We enjoy it. You enjoy it. Just do it.
Please, pretty please.
And then also, make sure that you check out the Hearthstone Corner. We will be continuing Stink Flicks. It is going to be a thing. I know we've been really, really, really slow at it, and we had some technical difficulties, but that has all been ironed out, and we'll be going with that forward. And look for whatever Devin's going to bring to the channel. I know he's got some good stuff up his sleeve, and we're excited. So, anything else you want to add, Devin?
No. Hopefully I'll get some content up here for everybody soon, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our show.
Hey,
If you
by
really
the
enjoyed
way, thanks.
If you really enjoyed it, press the subscribe button and the like button, please. And then check out these other videos that are magically appearing right now.
It's
Thank you.
magic.